It was so incredible. It was such a great experience, but there was so much stress involved with it and like hype and all that stuff. So on the backside of it, I just feel very relieved and like glad to be home, and I can like calm my mind for a couple of weeks here on the backside of it.
So you told me a week before you left, your training was up to par. You're feeling so good about yourself, and you did hit a personal record. How awesome does that feel on the biggest stage that you're able to do that?
I mean, it feels great. I was a long shot for a medal, so I didn't have like this expectation that I needed to medal. Even though with the United States, we usually only celebrate medals, but being my first games and making a lot of progress in my ranking in the last year, I really just wanted to be top 6. So to hit top 6 was great. I missed my last attempt, which would have put me into 4th place. And so, as like a competitor, you always want to do better. Even if you win a gold medal, you always think that you can do something better. So, it's kind of like a little bummed about that last lift. But I'm super happy with where I placed and doing a personal record with the toughest judging on the international stage like this. That was special.
When you take your training over the last couple of years, how do you kind of put it into words that you were able to get to this point and able to pretty much peak when you were supposed to?
I mean, it's just really rewarding. It speaks a lot to like some things that I can carry into all walks of life with like my goal setting, because that the date isn't going to change. So on this date you have to be at your best. So you kind of like work backwards from there, and everything was sort of aligning along the way with some podium finishes and increasing my ranking. So I knew kind of going into it with my training being as ideal as it could be, everything was kind of how it needed to be. It was on track, and it didn't take away from any of my confidence. It really just added to my confidence. So to perform and get a PR on that stage, that kind of just made all of that stressful training worth it, and it was just something that I'll just really remember for a long time, just making that first games.
When you think of some professional athletes, you think of that's their full-time job, but you have a full-time job alongside of that. Was that difficult, just trying to balance everything?
Yeah, I think it is. For most Olympic and Paralympic athletes, everyone's got some sort of job on the side, just because prize money doesn't carry a living. So to kind of juggle work and juggle excellence in training, it is very difficult. Not even taking into consideration the disability aspect of it, where some days are better than others. So it's really over the years taught me a lot about like time management, and if something doesn't either add to helping me at work or helping me in training, I typically don't invest my time into it. You kind of have to make sacrifices along the way in order to make all that happen.
Just from the experience of getting to Tokyo, going through that whole entire the big stage, what was that like for you, and how do you kind of put that into words coming back to the States?
All I've been saying here lately is like coming back to the States is sort of like boring compared to the last week in Tokyo, just because everything that I saw on everyone's social media from the Olympics and then from the Paralympics before I got there, I had kind of visualized everything, and it met and exceeded expectations. Japan did an awesome job putting on the games despite the pandemic, and it was just an incredible experience. You have to wear masks everywhere, and you're testing daily for COVID, but besides that, it's just really cool to see so many people walking around preparing for the biggest days of their lives, and just knowing you're a small part of that was pretty cool.
Now we're a year closer to the next Olympics in Paris. What can you take from your experience in Tokyo to kind of carry you the next couple of years to hopefully make another trip?
Well, I haven't made it too public yet, but I am actually going to step away from the sport for a while and retire. And I've spent 11 years kind of being very isolated in my goal towards Tokyo. And, you know, I want to take some time now and spend it more with my wife and our family and things like that. So it has been a really nice end to an accomplishment to finally make the games. But as of right now, I'm going to try to limit my competitions. And as a result of limiting my competitions, I won't be at some of the ones that I need to go to in order to qualify for Paris. So I kind of knew that in the last year or so that that was going to be the case and that was going to be my next step. So unfortunately, that's not really a goal of mine at the moment. So I'm just kind of like looking forward to the next phase of my life and being able to be home more and spend more time with everybody. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Is there anything that really, I don't know, that just wowed you over this experience and being able to call yourself a Paralympian?
I think, you know, I've competed on the world stage for such a long time and competed in all these world championships, but until you actually compete at the Olympics or at the Paralympics, you can't call yourself a Paralympian officially. So finally having earned that title, I think that that's something really special, something that I've really, I haven't gotten used to that yet, but it's just been really, really nice to have kind of like officially earned that title.